Do monsters feel pain, or do they only know how to destroy? Tonight inside Paris, two of WWE's most brutal warriors stepped into a match with no rules. No mercy and no escape. Steel chairs shattered. Kendo sticks broke. Tables exploded. And for the first time in years, Sheamus was forced to tap out. This wasn't just a wrestling match, this was war. The arena lights turned blood red as thousands of fans screamed with excitement. The announcer stepped into the ring and revealed the terrifying rules of the Donnybrook Match. No countouts, no disqualifications, no limits. The only way to win was by pinfall or submission. And standing on opposite sides of the battlefield were two men who absolutely hated each other. Rusev and Sheamus, former allies, former brothers in battle, now ready to destroy each other in front of the entire world. And what happened next became one of the most violent fights WWE fans had ever witnessed. Dark music echoed through the arena as Rusev slowly walked onto the stage. The Bulgarian brute looked completely locked in. No smile, no emotion, just anger burning in his eyes. The commentators reminded everyone that Sheamus had experience in Donnybrook matches. But Rusev grew up surviving real street fights and brutal pub brawls across Europe. This type of chaos was perfect for him. Rusev entered the ring and stared directly at the entrance stage, waiting for his enemy. Then suddenly, boom! Pyro exploded across the arena. The crowd went insane. Sheamus walked out through the smoke holding his famous shillelagh weapon. The Irish warrior looked ready for war. "It's fight night, baby!" The fans screamed louder than ever. The tension between these two men felt real. Years ago, they were part of the League of Nations together, but pride and ego destroyed their friendship forever. Tonight was personal, very personal. The referee removed the shillelagh before the bell rang, but both men never took their eyes off each other. Then the bell finally rang, and absolute chaos exploded instantly. Rusev and Sheamus charged at each other like two wild animals. Punches landed instantly, forearms smashed into faces, elbows cracked against skulls. Neither man cared about defense. They only wanted violence. The crowd roared louder after every single hit. Rusev tried throwing Sheamus through a table near ringside, but Sheamus reversed the attack and slammed Rusev hard to the ground. But Rusev got up immediately. Then Sheamus smashed him into the barricade with unbelievable force. The war had officially begun. Sheamus grabbed his shillelagh and attempted a cheap attack, but Rusev tricked him perfectly. Crack! A kendo stick smashed across Sheamus's body. The sound echoed through the entire arena. Rusev kept swinging the weapon again and again like a baseball bat. Welts instantly formed across Sheamus's chest. But somehow, Sheamus kept fighting. The commentators were shocked by how much punishment he could survive. Then Sheamus grabbed the kendo stick himself and started attacking Rusev with brutal strikes of his own. Soon steel chairs entered the fight too. Rusev slammed a chair directly into Sheamus's spine. Another shot hit his ribs. Another smashed across his back. The crowd couldn't believe the brutality they were witnessing. Even after taking endless punishment, Sheamus refused to quit. That only made him more dangerous. The Irish warrior exploded back with a massive knee strike to Rusev's face and followed it with the famous 10 beats of the bodhrán. The crowd counted every strike loudly. 1, 2, 3. Each hit sounded like a gunshot. Rusev's chest turned completely red from the damage. But even Rusev refused to stay down. These two men were pushing themselves beyond human limits. The battle moved away from the ring and into the crowd area near the arena bar. Fans jumped out of the way as both giants continued destroying each other. Sheamus grabbed the shillelagh again and unleashed another brutal attack on Rusev. The crowd screamed with excitement. But suddenly Rusev reversed everything. He smashed Sheamus' spine first into a steel chair and nearly ended the match right there. Then things became even worse. Rusev threw Sheamus directly through the bar table. Wood exploded everywhere. The impact looked horrifying. For a moment it seemed like Sheamus might actually be unconscious. Back inside the ring, Rusev locked in the deadly Accolade submission hold. The same move that once made him United States champion. Sheamus screamed in pain as his neck bent backward. The crowd believed the match was over, but somehow, Sheamus powered himself to his feet while carrying Rusev on his back. Then he crashed backward onto steel chairs. The entire arena exploded. Nobody could understand how these two men were still moving. Near the arena bar stood giant whiskey barrels. And suddenly the match became even crazier. Rusev trapped Sheamus in another Accolade on top of the barrels. The barrels shook dangerously beneath them. Then out of nowhere, Sheamus fought free, lifted Rusev onto his shoulders, and delivered a white noise off the barrels through 2 tables. The crowd completely lost their minds. Wood shattered everywhere. Both men crashed violently onto the floor. Even the referee looked terrified. It was one of the craziest moments of the entire match. Back inside the ring, both men could barely stand. Their bodies were destroyed. Their faces showed exhaustion. But neither wanted to lose. Sheamus suddenly hit a brogue kick out of nowhere that nearly knocked Rusev unconscious. 1, 2... Rusev kicked out! The arena exploded in shock. Even Sheamus couldn't believe it. Moments later, both men exchanged their final attacks. Punches, knees, kicks, weapons, everything. Then Rusev grabbed the broken shillelagh and smashed it across Sheamus's back. Finally, Rusev locked in the Accolade one last time. This time he shoved the broken shillelagh into Sheamus's mouth while pulling backward with full force. Sheamus fought as hard as he could, but the pain became too much, and finally, Sheamus tapped out. The bell rang as the crowd exploded with emotion. Rusev collapsed in victory while Sheamus lay broken beside him. This wasn't just another WWE match. This was 2 warriors destroying themselves for pride, revenge, and survival. A night of broken weapons, broken tables, broken bodies, and one unforgettable ending. Because in the end, Rusev survived the war. But both men left a piece of themselves inside that ring forever.